We were looking for a bit of a change of pace when we picked up Kelly Armstrong's new book, and you can't get too much farther from the usual teen fiction plots than The Masked Truth.
Seriously, kids suffering from mental illnesses are going to a group therapy, they get held hostage by masked intruders, and then put up for ransom. Number 1, a book about kids with mental illnesses. That's sadly uncommon. And number 2, a book about kids being held ransom. That happens almost never.
So it's kind of like Die Hard meets Taken meets A Beautiful Mind, but without Brian Mills. So I guess really just take out the Taken part, and it's just Die Hard meets A Beautiful Mind.
The Masked Truth has a beginning that rivals the gut punch opening of Afterworlds. Riley's babysitting job is going horribly wrong. I mean, what could be worse than canceling a date with your crush to go and babysit?
Well, I mean, having your employers brutally murdered downstairs while you're upstairs hiding under the bed calling the police is a pretty good way to start. Riley survives the event, comes out a hero, but is severely traumatized.
Diagnosed with PTSD, she ends up in group therapy on a weekend retreat to an office building that's still under construction, where her bad luck strikes again. Intruders wearing alien masks burst in and take them all hostage. The aliens are set on ransoming Aaron, the rich jerk in their group, for tons of money.
All Riley and the other therapy kids have to do is sit tight while Aaron's father and the SWAT team negotiate for the hostages, and they'll all be alright.
We can go anywhere you want us. You can walk out of here or be carried out. But have no illusions. We are in charge.
Or at least that's what they're told. Things go about as South is trying to rob a diner with Samuel L. Jackson eating in it. And by that I mean people panic, people get shot, and Riley and Max escape into the building.
Did we mention Max? He's one of the guys in group therapy, and he has a little crush on Riley. But he is in group therapy for a very, very good reason, that being he is newly diagnosed with schizophrenia. Yeah, you know, see the Beautiful Mind thing, but with the math and the government conspiracy, yeah.
Max is well aware that he is potentially as much a danger to Riley as the gunman if he has an episode, but he does his best to keep Riley alive, and without telling her about his condition.
So when they get the chance in the shootout confusion, they book it into the windowless, featureless office building, and they try and signal the SWAT team, but of course both the front and back doors are locked.
Thus begins half a book of running down corridors and hiding, and running down more corridors and hiding, and more friggin' running. Run Lola Run didn't have this much running, and it's not like they're running past anything interesting. There's almost nothing in this building because it's still under construction. No desks, no papers, no real kitchen, no phones, no elevators, no fire alarms. The desert has more features than this place.
Granted, the setting might suck and keep the action fairly homogenous, but the plot does use up a lot of its action quota on gun violence. And holy crap, the gun violence. The body count in this book is insane, and the number of people who get shot at point-blank range. 11 characters are shot to death, and that's only counting the characters that were shot to death. It helps you feel the horror of the situation. I mean, the stakes are gun to the head. Half the time in YA novels, characters don't stay dead, and they almost never die in graphically violent ways. This was refreshing. Can I say it was refreshing?
I have a hard time describing my relationship with Max and Riley. I just didn't really feel that attached to them. They're everything they should be. They're well developed, they're well researched, they're flawed, they're capable. The romance was believable. I just didn't feel anything for them.
Absolutely nothing.
But neither of us could tell you exactly why. I mean, Armstrong uses pretty dry language to describe the character's emotions. Maybe a more fanciful language could have created more of a connection?
You can tell that their mental illnesses, PTSD and schizophrenia, were well researched, and maybe that's the problem. I mean, Max and Riley spend a lot of time in their inner monologues debunking myths about their mental illness. Who would actually do that? They kind of read like a clinically correct textbook, and this makes their mental thought processes not feel natural at all.
Max and Riley both have very distinct voices, which is a plus. Riley's mind is a lot more straightforward and peppered with flashbacks, while Max's mind is like watching a boulder shatter as it rolls down a hill. Max's inner voice is scattered because that's literally how his mind works, and it's an example of clever writing, so I feel really, really guilty when I say sometimes I wish he would just get to the point.
The Masked Truth comes in two distinct halves separated by a plot twist. While the first half is a lot of running and hiding, the second half is fairly predictable.
Not boring, just predictable.
But the amount of times I spent having Die Hard flashbacks. I mean, like, you know that part when Max and Riley take their shoes off to be stealthier? There's me yelling at the book, "Put your goddamn shoes back on!" Do you know what happened to John McClane when he took his shoes off? It was not pretty.
The sad part is I'm not sure Max and Riley have ever seen Die Hard, and they could have used some John McClane survival tactics.
Next time you have a chance to kill someone, don't hesitate.
The Masked Truth was just okay. If you're looking for a fun way to learn about schizophrenia and PTSD, this is your TJ aid. But if you're looking for a book full of action and tension, this is not your story.
The characters were decent, but no one was memorable. The setting was so meh, it was and the villains, while scary for their ruthless killing power, are not exceptionally memorable either.
But if you're looking for a teen fiction version of Die Hard, just go watch Die Hard.
So that was our review of The Masked Truth by Kelly Armstrong. Tell us what you think in the comments down below.
Do you secretly love Die Hard as much as I love Die Hard? I didn't know how much I loved Die Hard until I started doing this review. Yeah.
It's a good day to die hard.
And tell us what you think about this book as compared to other movies, because that is what I've been doing. Alright, bye guys.